Hello, hello. A quick decal video project idea for you. So I've got a piece of white glass. I want this one to be opaque, and you'll see why in a little bit. So I have got just a piece of kiln shelf and my paper. I'm going to simply outline with pencil my circle there. And then, let's see, I should probably get the center point of that guy. Not sure if I'm going to do this right on camera the first time. Good enough. Now, what I'm going to do is I have a little pressed flower from, this one actually came from Lori Moreno at Wilderness Glass. Sometimes she presses them, otherwise you have to buy them and press them yourself. But I'm going to put that down, and then just to give myself a bit of a border, I am going to put down this hose clamp that makes a nice little round shape. And I have some random, this one was from Delphi Glass, a random frit sample called Secret Garden. There's not much left in here, but I am going to sprinkle this frit all through here and basically just fill this up with color. And then I'm going to carefully lift my ring away and then cap this with the white piece of glass, and I'm going to fire it for about, let's see, I'm going to go to about 1400 for about 10 minutes. And that's going to give me a fairly nice, nearly full fuse. I'm just going to move this stuff, whoops, move this out to the edge just a little bit. Just make sure that everything's covered well. In terms of coverage, I'm okay with a little white showing through, but okay. So now, take that off. I didn't get it very centered, did I? Well, shoot. See if I can scoot that a little bit. That's okay. This is just a quickie project. Now I'm going to, I've already cleaned my white glass. I'm going to cap this with the white glass, fire it, and then stand by, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that fired piece. All right, so here is my blank. Now remember, this was what the shelf side down, and I didn't get this as centered as I want, but you know what, we're just going to roll with it and make it work. So here's my decal. This is one of the brand new designs. You have to peel the tissue off, so make sure you do that. If you have any issues with the tissue, then a little bit of vinegar water will help, white vinegar and water. Look how that curls right up. So you drop this down into your water to start to release. As a reminder, the yellow will burn out clear. And I'm going to apply this decal to this flat side. And that's where the design is and what I want anyway. And even though that flower is not centered, I'm going to center this decal over this, and where it doesn't fully line up, that's okay. It's just going to roll across the top. So I'm going to let this soak for just a minute. The warmer your water, the more quickly this will release, but this is actually kind of cool water right now. So I'm going to let it go for a little bit, and I'll be back and show you how to put the decal on. All right, so my decal is getting loose, and so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of slide it off the paper a little bit to get it started. I'm going to put my finger here on the edge to kind of grab onto it. Try not to stretch it too much, as I'm doing right now, but you want your decal off the paper, and then you've got some time here to start working with it. So I'm centering this pattern on that flower, which means there's going to be some overlap on the edge here, and I'm okay with that. But what I want to do is not have too much of it going underneath. So yeah, that's not going to be too bad. So it'll still fire onto the side here pretty nicely, and the rest of that overage will just burn off. You don't want it all the way underneath, but I just had a little bit of a lip there, so that's not too bad. So then I just wet my finger, and I'm trying to get all the bubbles out and pressing all these out. Isn't this decal neat? I think it kind of looks like a flower, and that's exactly what I'm going for. This is one of the new designs. And so I will show you the finished project when this comes out of the kiln and what this is destined to become, but a flower is exactly what I was going for, and I just think that that looks kind of neat as it is there. So now I'm going to let this dry. You can put it under a fan. That'll help speed it up. In about 30 minutes, I'll check on it and just check for any bubbles. So you'd be amazed at what you can see when it's dry versus when it's wet. And if there are any bubbles that are under this yellow part that fires clear, that's probably fine, although I tend to just pop those anyway. But if there's anything under the black area, that's where you need to be concerned. And I just use a pin or an X-Acto knife point or something and just kind of cut it just slightly, and then I use my finger and just kind of press it down straight on there to get any air out from underneath, particularly those black areas. So I'm going to dry this out, check for bubbles, fire it in the kiln at 1200 for 30 minutes, which is a good slump temp. So if you've got other stuff going in for slump, that would be a great opportunity to fire a couple of decals while you're at it. And then I will show you what this finished piece is going to become. All right, here it is out of the kiln. Firing was good. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I wish it was more, centered, but I'm okay. So what this is going to become is a garden stake or a plant stake. So I have metal skewers that I bought on Amazon. They're actually barbecue skewers or vegetable skewers, and I bought them on Amazon. They're available in my Amazon store. But what I like to do for stuff like this is just literally glue it onto the back, and I use this Gorilla Maximum Strength Construction Adhesive Clear, also available in the Amazon store. I love this stuff. And so I've already cleaned this up, but basically I just splooch some out here and kind of goop it out. So I put enough on to kind of just make sure that there's going to be a nice adhesion, maybe a little bit down the shaft of the skewer there. And then this has to just kind of squish it around a little bit and then make sure it is visually where I want it, kind of centered on there. And then turn it over and let it dry. I'm going to do this off camera where I can actually concentrate on it, but that's going to be it. Let this dry for 24 hours, and then that will be the finished project. So I'll be real happy with that. I might take a piece of blue painter's tape and tape it across the back just to make sure that stays where I want it, but I'll let that cure up and we'll see what it looks like when it's fully done here. And so here we are, all done. There it is on the back. This is all gooped up nice and sturdy on there, and there it is in the front. So I love this look. I love these new decal. Hope you learned something and enjoyed this. And if you're interested in these, you can find them at Fusing.shop, www.Fusing.shop. See you later. Bye-bye.